Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round with the Future Forecasting Group. I'm your host, Sean, and I'm joined by Daz, Edward, Nyiam, and Dick. Derek isn't going to be able to join us live again tonight. He has obligations for his family, so his session walkthrough is going to be spliced in by our editor. You guys were looking at
Oh,
Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum. And yeah, as I was about to say, Dick is going to get an extra gold star for his session.
Dick
Even you
got
guys
gold star.
all did
There we
amazing.
go. There we go, folks.
Yeah,
That's
he
my
freaking named
whiteboard.
the
You will worship the Dark Lord.
guy. But you guys all got amazing data. In fact, there was such strong correlation in these sessions. I was getting all five of you hitting on multiple themes. I think a lot of people are going to be familiar with him, but Klaus Schwab is a big guy over with the World Economic Forum. The remote viewer is to observe Klaus Schwab and his true goals with the World Economic Forum. And we've got some information that's pretty interesting there for our subscribers. And the remote viewer is to observe Klaus Schwab and who he answers to and holds influence on. So, do you guys have any thoughts you want to say before we get into the session walkthroughs?
Well, that makes my session uh, very interesting.
Yes, yes, it does. Um, yeah, there was actually several enlightening things that came out of this that we can go into later, but
Yeah, a lot of cool
strong
stuff. This is going
correlation.
to be fascinating here. So I got to say, this is one of those sessions where I was like, man, I'm just really loving this session. So this is where the whole thing began here, was this location. And something here felt location is specific, it's important, it's an active spot. There was a lot of people here and there was a lot going on. This was really the thing was like all this activity was going on. And inside of this, this building and this structure. It even felt like parts of the buildings were being remodeled or being worked on. I mean, it was all about this whole upgrade idea. It was like something was being rebuilt, the great rebuild right there.
Mhm.
The structure feels like it's being upgraded and the people are working. This particular time that I'm experiencing is like some type of new era for people and place. And I had all these rewords, replay. I did everything except for the Great Reset. Replace, remodel, rebuild, reconstruct, replacement, replenish, remove. All the rewords were coming in. The people believe and are working together. They're building and they're fortifying. Once the people start to believe, then they become strong together and unified. This individual seems to want to click into gear and be too busy to look back. How long before the wheels fall off, though, I wondered. I'm not getting a sense of that. This is like the beginning of an empire. The goal is 1,000 years. Oh man, I'm getting choked up even going through this. So I was compelled to draw the emperor. It's like a return to a Roman era. These in quotations, we shall forge a new governance. We shall create the greatest civilization known to man in history. Oh my God, I got goosebumps reading that.
Yeah, good stuff there. Let's have Daz maybe do his.
Okay, yeah. I I have to be honest though, guys, I know hardly anything about this guy. Very ego-driven and centric. And he always feels like he wants to be center stage. There's a power thing with this life. Um, and I also started getting some weird sexual stuff as well. So he was sexually uninhibited. I feel I was looking at a past target, but also feel it had a future base to it. So it was split in the past and the future. Again, this is my ideogram for life. Again, just reiterating, it's a male with divided loyalties. Very political feels his life. He feels American, but with a strong connection to Europe. Uh, this is a leader, a project leader on something, feels official or governmental. And a very chess-like strategic feel comes with this target life as well. Manipulation, lots of moves, lots of counter moves. Very political, but also social with it. Very much like a CEO or a president feels this. So something feels bad. It's huge, it's ominous, global, dark, damaging, and it's an event situation. It's almost like I can feel the storm clouds from this gathering right now. feels like a very sobering, very serious announcement, devoid of any emotion, from this person. So it's very scary, very impacting. It's future based, and it feels like this announcement is going to come in like 2025, late in 25 or early in 2026. And I did not like the feel of this at all when I was picking this up. So it feels like something bad, maybe even something to do with war or deceleration of war or something like that. And then I tried to work out, because I kept getting the word manipulation come up quite a lot. So I broke that down into what this meant. Lots of groups funded to taint everywhere globally, and it's all about seeding stories in social press and TV. Suited men, PR types. They have hundreds of millions, Washington connected, and they're very devious. And it felt like a Weber network, which is overlaying noise with one aim. I'll put it there, yeah, and then I ended it.
Thank you, Daz.
I guess as I said, I've only heard snippets about this guy. I don't look too much at the dark people, so I don't know.
Can't blame you. Nyiam.
And yeah, I'm gonna assume this is like Klaus here, because this felt more like a fall guy. Like he's exposed to the public. I even got the sense like this guy appears on TV, on television. He'll end up taking the blame. He's exposed. He may even, I get the sense that he's, well, I guess some people are probably after him, prosecuted and chased, on the run. Almost like a fall guy. He's taking, or may take, the brunt of the blame or punishment if something happens. So I put people sit at a table or a board meeting. It's like a council. So that's your World Economic Forum right there.
Mm-hmm.
Executive, like a meeting of the board. Public opinion. They're talking about public opinion. There's outrage and outcry. They're making big promises, but it feels like a Trojan horse, almost like a misdirection or a distraction. A sense of moving the chess pieces, checkmate, getting in position there. Opinions are heard, decisions are made. It's like a council of advisors. I don't think this is Klaus Schwab. I think this might be who he answers to, because I started seeing this someone else here, and this felt like someone who's very rich, like billionaire rich. And I see him in an office, and the sense here is like head honcho, like this is the top guy. Slams his fist on the desk when he's mad. He has a hot temper. At one point he was yelling at someone, and he was not happy. He pulls strings. He's a financier, so he's like funding behind the scenes. Like mafia, he's feared but respected. And the sense there is like, get it done. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Nyiam. Definitely. Lots of good stuff there.
I got a lot of indication of a lot of whoever this is has had a lot of women in their lives. One would appear to assume based on this data. Another woman entering a very nice apartment with wait staff, like a mistress. I see them in bed together. This person is present with royalty. I see a king wearing regalia, and they have mutual respect for each other. With these two investments, we're like a rock, unmovable, one says to the other. Foreign investments, I see an Asian style building, Japanese. And the only reason I say Japanese is because as I was panning across, I saw two sumo wrestlers in the background getting ready to wrestle. Something malfunctioning and not working correctly. Overall, it's a sense that this is like a somewhat stern, dark individual with the Jekyll and Hyde potential for exhibiting a split personality.
And Dick, let's go through your, you had a couple different sessions. Let's go through yours.
I did a whiteboard session that's right up there with anything I've ever done, and we'll publish that separately. I want to play just the final 5 minutes, like the climax of that, and then we'll go back and look at the paper session that led to that moment. So this is the culmination of my blind live whiteboard session. Big head, and like I said, I saw that pendant that he wears, the medallion, and sometimes he wears Star Trek shit. He's a goofy guy. Who gave him the power? Who put him in charge? Would the people that he works for, do they know how fucking weird he is? Do they permit that? They humor him. They empower him. They allow him. Are they, I don't know if they're as weird as, like, he got kind of weird on us, but, you know, well, let him go with it.
That was great, Dick.
Okay, so let's look at the paper session that got me there. And there's a lot of corroboration between my paper session and what everybody else got, which
Yes.
you'll bring up later, Sean.
Tons of corroboration.
You see him on a screen with a backdrop, but something's not as it seems. There's either makeup or a mask or plastic surgery or a body double. There's a public in a video version of him and a private version. This guy's a freak in private. Now there's a picture of him that is, I think, fake, but it's in the consciousness of him wearing little fetish stuff. People he works for know he's a little batshit. Okay, then I saw I think this is an astrological chart. I don't know. Edward could help. Edward, you had astrology in yours. He follows astrology. He avoids things based on charts. He eats weird supplements. I got off into this notion of weird food. He's delusional, but this is accepted and fostered by his superiors. And then I thought, he looks like that. So that's my paper session.
But that last bit was, man, I don't think they're that happy with Klaus. I think Klaus is on his way out.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna
I got
shit
the same
can him.
idea too.
So is that what
Yeah.
you got, Sean? You didn't work it, but you saw all our work.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't work this one, but I saw your guys's work. Well, yeah, let's take a look at the corroboration that you guys had, because you had a lot. Yeah, so the number of themes were numerous, and as you can see here, you've got, like, you know, for power and influence, all 5 of you got something that related to that. Center stage came up 5 times. The manipulation, the anger issues, the dark personality. So yeah, tons and tons of corroborating data. Thank you guys for an interesting project to sink my teeth into as an analyst. This one was kind of fun to dig through.
It's always fun to work a target, and then I see one of Edward's sketches, and I go, yeah, you were there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a good target. Very interesting guy, interesting target, was very well tasked. Great data by all the viewers, double blind, really good analysis. We were running on all cylinders, all of us.
Yep.
This is there's stuff to learn from this. There's a lot of stuff to dig through, and some collateral research will be interesting. Yeah, good job, everybody.
The astrological thing, it sounds like these power brokers use some extra practices. They practice spooky rituals, they follow astrology.
As I said, I don't really know much about the primary guy himself, but the RV session I had was some very dark, disturbing, and manipulative people.
That's interesting. The description "dark" came up in every session.
Yeah.
Every viewer, dark.
Well,
And that's not typical.
Sense I got was like, it's just purely business. It's like, we pay you go out there and make things happen.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then we put you through the ringer. That was the sense I got.
Well, this one's one for the history books, guys. This was an interesting one.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
George
something.
Soros, man. I swear that was him, man. Like, honestly, people got to look more into that guy.
Well, his mentor was Henry Kissinger.
Oh, really? Subscribers, you got to watch my full whiteboard session. But at one point I blurred out, is this Henry Kissinger? This is like, he sounds like Henry Kissinger, but it's Henry Kissinger if he took too many psychedelic mushrooms. Like a dark Henry Kissinger who's gone off the rails.
But this is interesting here. Let me just show this here, because in part of the agenda here that I was going through, a big part of it was this education element. And I did a quick search, and here is Klaus talking about how they will revolutionize the education system. And just like this session, they're developing a 1,000-year plan. And we're right at like year 0 here of their 1,000-year plan. You know, it's a strange place to find ourselves, but here we are.
No, yeah, it was good job, good analysis. That was an interesting one. It's worth watching.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the subscribers have to say in the comments when they check this one out. So, okay, let's wrap this one up then. And thank you to the team. Thank you to our subscribers, and we'll see you next time.